guys and girls, fellow gamers, my name is Just4Kickz and welcome to StarsOne, a survival crafting game like many others. It hit Steam on the 8th of April. It's only about $10. Well, it's about €8. Like, without the discount, €10. So I would say, what, about $12? I don't really know the conversion rates, but hey, it's something around that region. It's definitely cheaper than a lot of other early access survival games that are coming out and that are really, really bad. Now, this game looks very plain and simple, but it seems to have a very nice premise. And it's made by a company or developer and publisher called Illusory World Entertainment. I couldn't find any information on those guys, so I don't know if it's a one-man show, if it is a small team. I don't know. If it's a small team or one-man show, I would believe that because it looks very plain and simple, but functionally this game has quite a lot to offer already, and it's really following the typical path of survival crafting, which is nice. Now, I'm gonna go through the description for a second. Like, basically what the game is about, if you read the store page, which is linked below in the description, is that the program StarsOne launched in 2118, tried to explore the nearest planets, things went wrong, and in 2125, a colony was established to connect with Earth's center on another planet. Something happened, the characters had to go into escape pods and crash landed on a planet. It all sounds very familiar to Empyrean at this point. And the crew got scattered throughout different regions of the planet. Your mission is to build a base and to find out the cause of the breakdown and to search for the crew members and the disappeared pilgrims that were on the ship and restore and protect the settlement and continue space exploration. So it's a lot in that sense. I keep saying it and I will stop saying it throughout the game then, like Empyrean. But it seems to borrow not only from that, it seems to borrow from a lot of other games, but tries to make it its own by adding its own flair to it. Now, this game is in early access, but it hasn't crashed once for me. It runs absolutely smooth, and everything that's in it so far didn't crash or broke, or it just worked. So I'm very impressed with that, from that perspective already. So again, let's dive in. Let's have a look at what the game already has in early access. Now, by the way, I just make this very clear. I bought this game. The developer has not come to me. I genuinely actually enjoy playing this game. I played about 3 hours or something like that on it, or just over 3 hours. I genuinely have fun playing with this game, even though it doesn't really offer a lot of new things, but it's just has something about it that makes you continue playing with it. And I can't wait to see if the developer keeps adding patches and updates regular and it gets it to the point where it's supposed to be. According to the screenshots, you can make car factories, plane factories, machineries. It's really a lot that you are going to be able to do, which is great. So we have basic settings, graphics settings, sound settings, controls. I have turned on the FPS on the top left, as you can see, just so we can see the how the game performs. Multiplayer says it's in development. The way multiplayer seems to currently work is pretty much like Empyrean did in the beginning. You have put in the IP address of somebody else who basically exposed their machine through an open IP address. You connect to them, you probably can play with them. Now it says here multiplayer is still in development, so there may be errors. So I haven't tried it yet to hook up with anybody, but it would be good. Now, I've already played around a couple of things, so let's start a new world and just random seed. Let's make the world a normal-sized world. I don't want to go big because the first one it was big and the FPS was kind of dipping in and out. So even when the FPS was high, it had a bit of lag issues, so I'm gonna keep it normal. The world name, we're just gonna keep... Oh, before we create a world, let me show you the character creation, actually profile. So we can create a profile now. There's nothing you can choose, no colors, no nothing. You can't really pick anything except male or female. You can see here's your models, which is pretty cool. So let's apply that and let's accept that and let's go to single player, create a new world and go to Ballsville. There we go. And create. We leave everything as default. I'm not messing around with anything. And here we go. If you look at the top left, let me turn that off for a second. F1 shows and hides these controls. WASD is movement. You have jump. You have C for crafting, which I'll get to in a minute. And then we have E for use and numpads for rotation when you place things and change blocks and adding grass and removing grass and dig size. I'll get to that when we have to do these things. Now let's close this. Let's turn on this. This game is running superbly. Okay, I know it's cheap and the textures cheap as in... It's not really, the textures are very basic. I even wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that is stock assets, but the game is very nice looking so far. I actually liked it. I mean, a lot of early access games. I mean, my channel is a survival channel, so I feel what I lacked on my channel is the look at a lot of survival games that come out, even if they're bad or good. I should be doing more looking into survival games, which I will do actually, because it's important, you know, to make sure that indie developers that do little survival games, to give them the feedback as well. I think that's very important. So, especially for a channel that focuses on survival games, even if I play a lot of other games. So I don't know why I neglect that a lot. And you look at this, you get loads of resources from these guys, and like sometimes you start and I have like extra bottles of water here or something, but now I don't. The game basically is has your food, drink, and health down here. It doesn't seem to rapidly decrease like a lot of other games that come to early access. I remember or was it Something Dragons or Savage Land or whatever it was called, like the very first time that came onto Steam, like holy balls, like you run around for 2 minutes like and you were dead. Yeah, because you died of thirst. So I'm gonna go near the water because we're gonna need the water to do certain things, to fill up on water. So I haven't figured out really how to make things for water without being near water yet. But basically all you do is you hit trees, you hit the rocks, and you get resources. Now, in the moment you get tons and shitloads of resources from these things, which is natural. I mean, the game has only come out. Oh, place a mine. So look at this. So you have special ore veins, which actually you can search. That's really cool. Now, in the moment, they only give you stone. As far as I know, they don't give you anything fancy. Sometimes you get nice shiny diamonds, like from these rocks. So you're gonna have to go on a bit of a grind to find them. They have a low drop rate. And you have these different trees, which is really nice. And you just hit E then to empty the container. Again, I'm fine with all that. I'm not really fussed about things like crafting timers in the beginning of an early access game. What I will look into an early access game, just to make that very clear, I look in an early access game at a game that's stable-ish enough, has known books, not a complete book fest, yeah, and that kind of works as intended to the point where, yes, I'm having something that I can already show you, it's working, and yeah, it's limited, but it's not gonna break. Because Age of whatever it was called, holy balls, like, yeah, that game was broken left, right, and center. You really think like the guys haven't tested it at all, okay? This game actually looks like somebody went through all of what is in it in the moment and tested it, yeah, and actually tried to make sure that there is no game-breaking bugs. Again, I don't know if it depends on system, if you find any other bugs, but I haven't found anything yet, okay? It's a very simply generated world. Now, it's supposed to have random generated planets, but we all know that Imperium did that in the beginning, but it wasn't really random generated the very first time it came out. Then the planet itself became random generated, and now apparently, I think the universe or whatever is randomly generated. So, but the planets are kind of like static in the moment as well. So yeah, these things take time to progress. Look at that. This looks lovely, like a little pool, a little lake. That's nice. Actually, here we can stay. I like that. And you can actually go into water as well. I haven't found any enemies or animals yet on the islands. I don't know if they come out after a certain amount of days, or I don't know. The day-night cycles are very quick, so we're gonna need a lot of light because it stays day for very short and night for very long, which is not good. So this is something we can't influence yet. Oh, look, a banana. So we have different fruits that we can collect from different trees, which is nice. It gives us food, and we can make our own food as well by planting and growing and farming. So let's get another tree and then get started on settling down here. Now, in the moment, you can just build like a maniac, and you don't really need to explore the island, but we can do that anyway. So, but again, it's an early access game, you know, to me, this is what early access is about, you know, to give you a game that has little but works, and you can see the intent. So let's have a look at what we can craft. So if we open the crafting window, we can do loads of seeds from fruit. We can make a campfire. Let's make a campfire. Let's start. There's no crafting timer at the moment. Just takes the resources, boom, out. And that's fine. A lot of games do that when they start. And then they start balancing and go like, okay, that doesn't work or that doesn't work. Steel powder. How do you make steel powder? With powdered coal ore. Wow. Let's make a torch as well, which is nice. Always nice to have a torch. Thank you. There we go. And let's make a wooden workbench, which takes 6 wood. Here we go. Let's place this down. Let's place the campfire down, and let's get started. So this is very nice. Little bit of basic light source. You can't place this down or stick it anywhere, but you can hit things with it, which is great. You can probably set them on fire once the enemies come in. So let's see what we can make now in the workbench. In the workbench we can make other things like a wooden chest. That's nice, but how do we make small iron parts? So if we click on that, we can see small iron parts are made from iron plate and iron ingots. Now if you click on this, the reason you don't see anything is because you don't make these things in here. So what we need to focus on is making an anvil. To make an anvil we need iron ingots, and to make iron ingots we need a furnace. So if we look at making a furnace, it only needs stone. We have loads of stone in the moment, so let's craft one furnace to start with, and also let's place the campfire down. Let's put the campfire kind of here. So let's put down about, let's do about 20 coal in here, and let's see what happens when we put in different materials. So let's put in coal, doesn't do anything. Let's put in stone, doesn't do anything. Let's put in clay. So clay already does something. Okay, oh. Clay already does something. So you can see here clay gives us brick. Okay, which is very nice. So let's put in some sand and let's see what happens. So if we look at sand, we get glass. And we would expect that. So the game is actually very self-intuitive in that sense. Like, this is iron, it's gonna give us most likely iron ingots. And there's no manual on this game, but I figured that out pretty quickly. I mean, if you're used to survival games or any other games like crafting games, this is pretty self-explanatory. You just start dumping different things in and see what happens, you know? I mean, the same as the campfire. I mean, if you look at, let's see here. So here's the ingot. Excellent. And now what else do we have? We have resin. What does resin do? Resin goes actually really, really fast, so that has a much lower burn time. Now you see we only used one coal. We would have been already through 2 or 3 logs, I think, at this point. So let's see what resin does. Resin gives us rubber. So this is how we get some basic materials going, which is really nice. So let's leave the iron in, and copper ore obviously gives you copper ingot, but let's leave the iron ore in and let that burn away and see what the campfire does. So now if we look at the campfire, now intentionally cut out some of the stuff when I'm walking across because it's dark and you don't see it anyway. Let's look at the campfire. So let's put in about 10, I think is enough. Let's put 10 in. Look at that. That actually gives a very nice bit of light. I like that. That is lovely. And then if we hold that on top, we can actually go in the dark here and you can see it makes a nice cone of light. It is very, very lovely. Very nice. Now, if we go into the campfire, now that everything's nice and bright, we can see if we put in resin, it actually works in the campfire resin. So, in the campfire, resin will probably give us rubber as well. Actually, I'm not sure, because not everything, like copper ingots, for example, don't burn here. Iron, clay doesn't burn there, and coal, iron ingots don't burn there, or iron ore doesn't burn there. So yeah, it makes rubber as well. So resin doesn't need a high temperature. So campfire temperature is enough. It doesn't need a furnace. But clay doesn't work. You need a higher temperature. Copper doesn't work. You need a higher temperature. Stone is not a thing. Bananas, we can't cook food that way. Okay, that's good to know. We can't redo this. No. Okay, excellent. So now let's get a couple of iron ingots together. We have actually some light, which is good. So I'm not forced to stop the recording, and let's see what we can make with the anvil. So for the anvil we need 5 iron ingots. So if we go back to the furnace, there we go, now we have 5. So we take the anvil and we craft the anvil. Let's place the anvil down and see what we can do with the anvil. Let's put it here near the light so we're not too far away from everything. I like that you have so much control over the rotation of it. That's really nice. So let's see what we have here. Now the way this works is if you put brick in here and work, nothing happens. If you put glass in here, nothing happens. Let's see, stone, nothing, clay, nothing, copper, nothing. I actually know already what you can put in. I just want to show you that you putting in different things doesn't always work in everything the same way. So if we take another iron ingot, go over here to the anvil, we can now put that ingot in there and click work. But unlike the other machines, this doesn't go continue automatically. So if I close this and I go back in, it stopped. So the anvil is physically like in reality, you have to oversee it. You would be working on it. You would be smacking the hammer on it. Well, you don't need to actually have a hammer, which is, I suppose, you know, that might come. So we have to stay here. We have to make these iron plates. And what do we need them for? Well, if you look at the workbench, we can make other things. We want to start thinking about food. So let's actually look at making a shovel, okay? A shovel, which we need to clear area, needs 1 iron plate and 1 stick. We have an iron plate, so let's make a shovel. Now this tool actually has a purpose, and what the purpose of this tool is, if we look at the grass here, okay, this is actually really dark, so I'm gonna show you that probably in the morning then. And actually until then, what we might do is look at the other things you can craft, which is basically, let's clear that out. We can make an enhanced workbench, and this is really where the game gets interesting to me. Look at this, you can already make all the windows, you can already build things. Let's have a quick look at the other workbench. This needs 2 iron ingots and 5 iron plates. So let's make more iron plates from this and 2 iron ingots, and let's see what we get from that workbench. And this is what gets me excited and what you actually get on that workbench. Okay, so we did that. We have our 5 iron plates. Let's go over here and let's make this workbench. There we go. Now this workbench differs ever so slightly from the other workbench. In that, let's put it right, smackaroony in the middle. Look at the things you can build. An accumulator battery, ammo, assault rifle. You can build the other things as well that the other workbench can build. You can build different blocks, of course, which is nice. Look at this, 2 iron plates. Build a metal block. These powders and sands and concrete mixes I haven't figured out yet, but I would assume that for those to work you need things like maybe a centrifuge or a crusher, a distiller that will probably get your water, I suppose, a distributor of small energy, an electrolyzer, fabric, a filler, a freezer, an electric furnace, so that probably will be faster than the current one, a garden bed where you can plant seeds. Now if we actually look at the banana, yeah, we are hungry now, so the banana is something that we can eat. So but look at what we can do. Seeds, can we do seeds with that as well? Yeah, let's make a banana seed from one of the bananas. Yeah, and I'll take that seed, actually let's eat this one. So we eat this one, there we go, and our health went a bit up. Now this banana seed, hell, let's put it right here, and you can't see it now in the dark, but I'm gonna go closer so you get the highlight of the text. You can see, come on, get there we go. Banana tree stayed growing. So you can plant the seeds that grow as trees there, but you need a grow bed for all the things that are not turning into trees, you know, which makes sense, you know, it's nice. So it's I like that. So it has already a lot of ideas about different requirements for different things. There's the sun finally coming up, I hope. And then we're gonna have more daylight to play with. Now the next thing I want to look at is some of the things that you can build with blocks. Now most of the blocks need iron plates, which is kind of a pity. Is there any wood blocks actually for the moment? Because I don't, oh, brick, look at that, that's nice. That only needs brick, which is really cool, because we know how to make brick, and that is by burning clay. So if we're gonna burn clay, we can make multiple furnaces, you know, and then burn faster basically. So let's burn a couple of clay, layers of brick, and then start playing around with some of the blocks before we leave. Actually, just to show you the shovel, look at this, the rendering distance is really nice, and it's still, I mean, it's all low textures, I suppose, that's why it works so well. But look at this now, yeah? So this here lets you remove grass. So if I left click, it removes some of the grass, okay, small patch. But with the plus, I can actually make this a massive area. And boom, look at that. That is so lovely. And then if I want, I can go and right click. Hang on a second. Oh yeah, press backspace. And that puts that into a different mode. And now, boom, grass is there. I love this. This is awesome. I like that idea. I don't know exactly why you need to remove grass in certain areas. Well, I suppose it makes it nicer, like when you build something somewhere, you know, that you have no grass everywhere, which is a really nice idea. But let's go back and see if we can make some more bricks, if we have enough bricks to play around with some of the blocks. Okay, while there's more blocks burning, let me show you actually how to make water. I completely forgot that because I'm slowly going out of water. So if we look at the bottle, you can make an empty bottle from resin, so we're gonna craft, let's craft about 6. And there's a reason why I'm crafting actually an even number, you see that now. So let's go to a water source, and while we have the bottle selected, we just press E, and that's it. So it fills it up with dirty water. Now we go to the campfire and put the dirty water in there. Now the reason I put an even number in there is because in the moment when you try to cook water, what it does, it removes 2 bottles at a time, and out of the 2 bottles it makes 1 bottle of water and 1 empty bottle. So it seems to be, the logic here seems to be that for one bottle of clean water, you need to make, for one bottle of clean water, you need the amount of 2 dirty water, which kind of, I suppose, makes sense because you need to simmer down, you need to cook it a lot, which vaporizes a lot of the water. I would assume that's the logic behind it. So, which could make sense, I suppose. I'm no expert in this, but that could make sense. So all we really do then is we take the water, there you go, and then just left click. Boom, boom, done. And we're full. So let's see what the blocks are up to. We have 8 bricks. We have 8 bricks here. So that's a few bricks. So let's see what we can make with bricks. We can make, oh, look at that. We can make a blockstone brick. Oh, I didn't know that. That's nice. So we can make, again, can we just put in 100 in here? Oh, 85. So it caps out. Very nice. So let's do that. Boom, 85. That is nice. I didn't know that. And let's see what we can here. I could have saved myself the hassle of waiting. There we go. And then we have windows. Oh, look at that. So we need some small iron parts, a wooden window. Okay, that's really nice. That's cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now, but I'm just playing around with the blocks. So let's go over here where we made a little bit of room and let's start placing down a block. So, okay. Now, we can rotate blocks by... Okay, you can't really see the shadows, like, so I suppose it's kind of pointless. Oh, look at that. You can change the block type. That is awesome. Oh, look at that. Wow, that is... Oh, that is nice. And then you can rotate it. That is pretty cool. I like that. And can we remove a block? Ooh, okay, so that could potentially be a bad thing if you can't remove a block. Maybe you need a hammer for it, like maybe you need a specific tool. Maybe that's where the specific tools come in. Because I know you can make a hammer as well. So let's make a hammer. Let's craft and see if we can use a hammer maybe to take away that. So let me see. Oh yes, you can. Ah, this is cool. That is awesome. So the hammer lets you remove the... Oh, this is so cool. So you have the different blocks here. So let's just build a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we can't get underneath, but that's fine. We just make another row on top. There we go. That is pretty awesome. I like that you can remove the blocks like that easily. So, and then we have 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We just imagine we have a door here. So we're gonna put that here. Nice. So there we go. A little hood. And then we can put some brick on top if we want. Nice. So that's actually not bad. I like this. And what I really like actually is the different shapes. So let's leave a spot for a window here. And oh yeah, might as well. Do we get the block back actually? Yes, we do. Oh, that is so cool. So we have a little window there. And a little window there. And a little window here. There we go. I'm graphic designing things like so. This is gonna be very basic. But if you look at the different block types again, let's see what we have. We have triangles. We have a slanted triangle. Wait, these guys, look at that. This is awesome. I like that. That is pretty cool. So we can actually rotate that around like that. And it uses the same amount of blocks, which is really cool. And then if we go on top here, so I can see already the only problem is like you're gonna need to obviously get a height or something. Look at that. That's pretty boss. I like that. Nice, and you have the different footstep sounds actually because you're going over stone. Oh, that's cool. So let's see where the corner piece is for that. There we go. And then just rotate that around. Nice. Rotate it again. That will be for that corner. Then rotate it again, will be for that corner. And then rotate it again for that corner. This is actually pretty sweet. I like that. It's very simplistic and it's really cool. And then you just close off the roof. There you go. You can do the same with this, but we just let's just close it for now. There we go. Look at that. Very, very basic, very simple. That is nice. So we already have our first little hovel. We're gonna put a bed in it and that's it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this episode here. This episode is a bit longer because I wanted to go more into a lot of, like, a few of the functionality, and I can't wait to actually play around more with these materials here, like the centrifuge and everything, to figure out what we can craft and to see what leads to what. That's very interesting. I like that. Now, imagine if the game is literally been heavily worked on. I would imagine hopefully frequent updates and more and more refinement, you know, of how things work, because this has a lot of potential, this game. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments. Go visit the store page and look at the screenshots, because you can do some amazing shit like with this game. Like, I don't know if this is already all implemented, but we are gonna figure that out together over the next episode, or maybe 2 episodes if you can do a lot more, but we're gonna see. So leave it all in the comments below. Let me know what you think. It is pretty much like any other game, but I do think it has its own characteristics, like that it's trying to put on top of it, especially talking about trading and planet colonization. That sounds pretty awesome to me. So thank you very much for watching, and if you did enjoy the episode, as I said now at least 4 times, hit the like button, kick the like button in the balls, and I hope I see you guys in another episode. Until then, as always, viel Spaß and happy gaming.